Hello and welcome to this short video giving you an overview of mathematics and further mathematics at Newstead. You have made a great choice to study mathematics, one of the most popular A-levels nationally and one of the most useful A-levels. You've made a great choice to study mathematics at Newstead, as the mathematics department is very experienced. Many of you have been here for several years and you'll know that and have enjoyed mathematics here many years here and benefited from the teaching and know that the teachers are all approachable. You're all superb mathematicians and it's important that you maximise your grades in 2 years' time. We have systems to monitor this and ensure this happens, and a scheme of work that will ensure that you maximise your grade in 2 years' time. But it's also much more than that. Mathematics offers much more than just tracking towards grades. What we hope to show you in this video is an overview of the courses, but also the many more exciting things that are on offer when you study mathematics at Newstead. Myself, Mr. Mills and Mr. Leeton will now present an overview of the course. Please enjoy this.
Hello there, my name's Mr. Mills and I'm just going to talk you through the structure of the A-level maths course. So first thing is that it's split into two main parts. You've got the pure and the applied. So 66% or 2/3 will be pure. You'll have a third statistics and mechanics split to a sixth each. Newstead will do the Edexcel exam board. Reasons for that, it's most used nationally, so there's the most resources possible. And we also have assessors within the department, so we can help you prepare for the exams best. So you'll be taught the course in what we think is quite a logical order. So in year 12 you'll go through the pure AS content, so that'll be involve things that you've seen before, such as coordinate geometry, trigonometry, but also new things such as calculus, so differentiation and integration. In addition to that, we'll go through all the applied content for both years, so all the stats content, statistics content, and all the mechanics content. And then in year 13, that means all we have to go through is the last half of the pure content, and then we'll have lots of time for exam practice and consolidation to help you get those grades. So here you can see the breakdown of the course in great detail, the topics under each part. So first thing to notice is that you'll be assessed on 3 papers sat in the summer of year 13. Each paper is worth 100 marks. First 2 papers will be the pure content, and they'll have some topics there on the left hand side that you've seen before, coordinate geometry, sequences and series, trigonometry. Obviously they go into more depth than you would have done before. But also some new topics, especially for those of you that haven't done a further maths GCSE, differentiation and integration. On the right hand side you've got the applied modules, which is statistics and mechanics. The statistics, they're really your calculators are key, and we've got great experience within the department of using them. We've got people who run sessions for other schools on how to use them and how to teach with them. So really here we do have what I think is a great amount of experience with that side. Section B is mechanics. For those of you doing physics, that's a massive overlap there, so that'll be quite useful to you. Now paper 3 will be split into 2 parts, section A and section B, so it won't be jumbled up between the questions. There will be pure stats questions and then mechanics questions. So for the further maths course, again it's split into those 2 parts of pure and applied. Okay, so obviously we'll do some pure modules. You'll also do 3 applied modules. So you do stats A module, mechanics A module, and a modelling with algorithms module. Now modelling with algorithms is a bit of an overlap with computer science. The exam board here we do is different to the exam board for A-level mathematics. It's MEI. Reason we do that is because it's the most flexible in terms of modules, so we can do those 3 different modules of stats, mechanics and modelling with algorithms. That gives you the best preparation for university courses where there's a wider branch of modules than just stats and mechanics. So again here we think you'd be doing quite a logical order. In Year 12 you do the AS Pure content first, and then again we'll do the applied modules all in Year 12 to look to get them done before the start of Year 13. In Year 13, all that means is that we need to go through the Year 2 Pure course, which leaves you lots of time for exam practice and consolidation again. So your further mathematics assessment will be split up into 4 parts. Your pure will be worth 50%, and then the 3 modules we talked about earlier will be worth a 1/6. The topics there, put in a table for you just to have a read through and see the sorts of things that you'll be doing.
My name is Mr. Davis and I'm in charge of the Key Stage 5 area of mathematics. Thus I'm in charge of Mathematics A-Level and Mathematics Further Maths A-Level. It's my pleasure to work at Newstead Wood, and I believe you will not find a more experienced or qualified mathematics department anywhere in the country. We have something like over 160 years of teaching experience between us. That means you will have an experienced teacher for A-Level. You're in safe hands. You'll also have access to all the mathematics department teachers. That could be in class obviously, but also perhaps at lunchtime clinics, and just approaching them perhaps for asking for help for other mathematics teachers. You also have access to all your teachers via Teams or OneNote or email, etc. We're a very approachable department. We give you the full time for courses, and we offer the full range of mathematics courses at Newstead Wood. In single mathematics, you will have 4 lessons per week in Year 12 and 5 lessons a week in Year 13, each lesson being 1 hour long. In Year 12 you will have 2 teachers, so 2 lessons a week each. In Year 13 you'll have 3 teachers, 2 teachers teaching 2 lessons per week each and 1 teacher teaching 1 lesson per week each, giving you a real variety of teachers for help. In further mathematics you also have a full allocation of time, as it counts as a separate option choice. In Year 12 again you have 4 lessons per week with 2 teachers, and in Year 13 you have 5 lessons per week with 3 teachers, the same as with single mathematics. I think for further maths you need to appreciate how rare that is. Most schools do not offer the full time allocation for further mathematics A-Level. For example, one local school here gives just 40% of time for further maths in Year 12. Newstead Wood, we have full time for further mathematics. The other thing to do is offer a full range of courses. The norm is to do single mathematics A-Level. If you're doing further mathematics, you do further mathematics A-Level. But you could, if you wanted to, just do single maths AS level. Or you could do full maths A-Level and AS further mathematics. Those are your choices. There's plenty of other choices. The other thing you could do in further mathematics is, in the applied modules, the reason we picked MEI is because it offers greater opportunities for specialisation. So while our standard offer is modelling with algorithms, Stats A and Stats and Mechanics A, giving you a taste of all the areas of applied mathematics, you could, if you wanted to, if you say you're doing a degree which involves often a lot of statistics, you could do Statistics A, Statistics B and Mechanics A instead of modelling with algorithms. It's a very flexible A-Level, that's the reason we do MEI. So there's a full range of courses and a full range of choices within the courses. As Mr. Mills mentioned already, our scheme of work is very structured and very logically structured. And it's structured by following an online course called Integral. We follow that in strict order, going through the pure, then the statistics, then the mechanics. Next slide explains that a bit more. It's also supplemented with other resources. We use things like MyMaths, we use a CGP textbook, both the hard copy and the online version, and also things like Dr. Frost's Maths. The advantage of using Integral is there's no disadvantage if we're still in lockdown. You can work at your own pace through the online content, and we supplement this with online lessons each week done by the teachers in the school. There's several other advantages of doing it logically, going through the pure, the stats and the mechanics. One of those being that we sit the relevant part of the AS level exam or the A level exam as we go. So for example, we'll go through the pure AS content first, At the end of that, around about February next year, you'll then sit the AS exam for pure part of the paper, and that will give you an initial grade of how you're doing. We also then use the online test scores from Integral and combine those with the pure grade that you get in the AS pure exam to form an overall initial predicted grade, which is then refined by other modules. There's an advantage to this in that if you had an off day in the exam, the online test scores will help to perhaps give you an overview of what you can do, and so it's a much fairer system. You will, as a result of this, know very regularly what grade you're on target for throughout the course, and also then what perhaps you need to do to improve your online, to improve your overall grade. We'll also set tasks on MyMaths and other online platforms. MyMaths is very good for perhaps initial teaching of a topic with the online lessons, and then such slightly simpler tasks, and then Integral tends to have slightly harder, more demanding tasks. So MyMaths is very good for initially starting a topic. As mentioned already, our scheme of work for both further mathematics and mathematics follows Integral in strict order. I thought this slide would be helpful to give you an overview of what Integral looks like. So logging on to Integral online, you then come to the first screen here in the top left hand corner with an overview of all the areas of mathematics. I'm just showing you the A-level courses available here, but further mathematicians will have a load more courses for all the further maths courses as well. If you clicked on one of those, it then goes into the next screen down in the bottom left hand corner, which gives you an overview of all the topics. And the scheme of work basically goes through these topics in order, one at a time. If you were to click onto one of the topics are typically broken down into 2 or 3 or 4 subsections. I've clicked on the quadratic functions topic here, and it's got 2 topic sections, and then below that a final topic assessment at the end of the course, end of that part of the course. If you were to drill down further into, say, quadratic functions, one there, quadratic functions, quadratic graphs and equations, it then takes you into the overview of all the resources offered. And there's things like walkthroughs, like online walkthroughs, there's teaching notes, there's exercises and videos, and lots of resources there for you to work through. What's important at the end is these tick tests. At the bottom end of each section there's always a tick test on the section, and this is what forms the major part of your assessment, these tick tests, and you work through these tick tests gradually as a major part of your homework. So if we clicked on the tick test Q1 here, I've got here a couple of exemplar questions. They're reasonably demanding questions, but you get 2 attempts at them to have a go at them, and the idea is obviously to maximise your score, so you need to use your 2 attempts wisely. One thing we've made heavy use of this year, and will continue to do so next year, is we've made heavy use of Microsoft Teams and especially OneNote. OneNote is an online app. It's available on your phone or tablet and is really easy to use and provides a really nice area for things like notes and exercises. For example, on OneNote you'll be provided with a full set of teacher notes for the course, and exercises, and also things like links to useful websites, videos, etc. It's a really useful overview of the course. Essentially it will form the basis of your revision notes. You also have in OneNote, you have your own page, and you can organize this how you want. You can add pages, you can add sections, you can organize that how you want. Essentially, if you want it to be your online folder, and it could even replace your paper folder if you wanted it to. I show an example here. In that I can actually access that as well as a teacher, and I can mark online, etc., and provide you feedback in there. It's essentially like your exercise book or folder, but only online. This is an example of the current year 12s, and they've just done the past paper for the June 19 statistics and mechanics. And I was able to mark this on screen, and you can see there the marking there. The students have uploaded their solutions to it, and you can use it essentially as a page in your exercise book if you like. Think of it like that. It's really easy to use. You just need to download the Microsoft app. This is an example of the Android app here. You download that onto your phone, and then if you wanted to, you can do some mathematics. You can upload it really easily to OneNote by just taking a simple photograph of the work, and it puts it straight into a page on OneNote. It's really easy. You can also use other technology, things like Office Lens, etc. If you wanted to format your work a bit tidier first before putting it into OneNote, you can insert images from galleries, etc. It's a really nice app to use, and if you wanted it to, it could replace your exercise book. If you wanted it to, you don't have to though. You can still use a folder if you wanted to. You'll need a calculator for A-level mathematics, and it must have certain features. Probably your GCSE calculator, which is probably something like the Casio FX83, does not have these features. You need a calculator that has all the statistical tables built into it. There is a minimum standard calculator we recommend, and that is the Casio FX991EX Class Whiz Scientific Calculator. If you click on this link here, it will take you to the Science Studio website where you can see more details about it, and there's a picture of it over here. We have a special price from Science Studio for this calculator of £21.90, which is slightly cheaper than elsewhere if you use the code NWS2020. If you purchase this from Science Studio, it will then be delivered to school in September for distribution. This calculator does all you need for A-level mathematics and further mathematics, but at a very basic level. And hence we recommend a slightly more improved calculator really, and that's a Casio FX CG50 Advanced Colour Graphic. Remember, the Class Whiz calculator will do all you need for A-level, but the Casio FX CG50 gives you significant advantages in A-level mathematics. You can click on the link here and it will take you to the Science Studio website where you can see it's available for about £95. The RRP is actually £139, but we've bought a load in at school and we have them available for just £70, and you'll be able to purchase those from school in September. The Casio CG50 offers significant advantages for A-level and astronomical advantage for further mathematics A-level. I've put here a link here to the emulators for the calculator. You can download these from the Newstead shared drive, and you can see both calculators. I just want to show you quickly some of the things that the Casio CG50 can do. So for example, here is a graph of cos x and a graph of 0.7. To solve the equation cos x equals 0.7, you just graph the two and you hit the intersection solver in the calculator and it comes up with the answers to the equations where they cross, for example. You can do lots of other things like find turning points, etc. as well. You could solve equations by graphing, but actually the Casio CG50 has a built-in equation solver. Any equation that's got a numerical answer, not an algebraic answer, can be solved within this calculator, even if it's got more than one answer. It's using the solve n functionality. So any equation, and it goes up to fairly complicated equations, things like equation of integrals in it, etc., it will generally handle quite happily. And it comes up with, if the equation's got multiple answers, so for example cos x equals 0.7 has two answers, and it solves it straight away quite happily. It's a very powerful feature. That means in an exam, if an equation's got a numerical answer, you can get the correct answer from the calculator. You still have to show you're working out, but it gives you a very useful checking feature at least. Okay. The other thing as well is the calculator can do things like many statistical features. I've shown an example here of just doing a scatter graph here and getting the equation of the line of best fit. So y equals 1.9x plus 0.35. The correlation coefficient here is how well the points fit on the straight line. It calculates that quickly, 0.97 giving quite good correlation. There's a lot of other features, so things like it's got basic equation solver. It does simultaneous equations, up to 6 equations with 6 unknowns. I've just shown you here how it solves 2 equations and 2 unknowns. It's got a quadratic equation solver built into it, a cubic equation solver built into it. For quadratic equations, it can handle things like complex roots as well for further maths as well. So it handles all these things really well. It does a lot more things as well, particularly for further maths, things like matrix C calculations, it does integration, it does differentiation, it does an awful lot of features, and so therefore I recommend that you consider purchasing a Casio CG50 for A-level mathematics and then learning how to use it over the next 2 years. Whilst we do use pencil and paper methods and textbooks in class a lot, we use the CGP textbook, and obviously you use pencil and paper methods in class, you will find access to other technologies around very useful, and there's a lot around for mathematics teaching. I want to go through just a couple of them that you'll find very useful. First is GeoGebra. GeoGebra and Desmos are both graph plotting software, and GeoGebra is also used for geometry. For GeoGebra and Desmos, there's a web version and a phone app version available. You should probably pick one of those at least and download the app to your phones, as you will find it very useful for being able to check quickly what a graph looks like, etc., perhaps in a class or at home. So download GeoGebra or Desmos. We also have available a license to use Autograph, and that's only available in desktop version. Autograph is also a graph plotting software. It's also got some very powerful statistics features in it as well, and you can download a free account for that at home as well, and you might find that useful. I just want to show you a couple of things in GeoGebra and Desmos. One of the things you can do in GeoGebra and Desmos is you can use sliders. So you can type in, for example, in GeoGebra here, you can type in y equals ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. It sets up slides for a, b, c and d, and then adjusting the sliders you can see the shape of the cubic curve change, etc. GeoGebra is also very powerful with general geometry, and things like function transformations, etc. can be seen in GeoGebra. You can do the same thing in Desmos. I've just done an example screenshot of Desmos and type y equals mx plus c there, m being the gradient, c being the y-intercept, and adjusting m you'll see the gradient change, and c you'll see the y-intercept change. So GeoGebra or Desmos are very powerful tools that you can use in lessons and at home just to see what graphs look like and quickly plot them. The other thing you're expected to be familiar with is actually Excel, and part of the A-level course is in using the large data set. The large data set is basically a big spreadsheet, hence the name, large data set. If you click on the PowerPoint, click on the link, it will take you to the large data set. What I would recommend you do prior to starting the course, or at some point during the course, is click on that link and download your own copy of that data set and have a play with it, know what's in there. Because in the exam, in the final A-level exam, there will be a question with about 2 or 3 marks on asking you questions on the large data set. And so they're fairly easy questions, but you have to know roughly what's in the large data set and then to make some sensible answers from it. So familiarity with the large data set is very important. So download a copy of the large data set and have a play with that at some point.
Good morning. Newstead Woods is not just about 3 or 4 A-levels. It's about so much more than that. I wanted to share with you today some of the exciting things that we offer at Newstead Woods outside the classroom. Here are just a list of a few of them. We continue with all of the UKMT challenges. We have the Senior Maths Challenge and the Kangaroo and Olympiad rounds that follow. We have an additional challenge, the Maths Olympiad for girls. And we also have a senior team challenge where a team of 4 compete in a national competition. These are not just a certificate that your mum attaches to the fridge with a magnet. It's an opportunity to enable you to stand out in the crowd. Lots of students apply to universities with the highest grades. A certificate of one of these competitions is hard evidence of your ability. You will also be able to enter the Cipher Challenge run by Southampton University. You can enter either as a team or individually. It's an opportunity to look at maths in a different way. It's not just an exercise to complete, it's about problem solving. There are a series of 9 challenges over a 2-month period, getting progressively harder. If you would like to look at this year's questions, you can Google Southampton University Cipher Challenge. Most sixth formers will become subject prefects. In mathematics, it's an opportunity to help out with the lower school students, help the department run open evenings, run lunchtime clubs, and also run the primary maths challenge event in our school. If 4 lessons a week, all the maths challenges and being a prefect isn't enough to satisfy your maths needs, we also provide mentoring sheets. You have 6 questions to complete once a month. They are not easy. Your script will be marked and returned to you with suggestions about how you could have completed a question. You will also receive the next set. It is important to start thinking about what you want to do after year 13. The main route taken by students from Newstead is university. If you are thinking about mathematics as a degree, we will support you with your application. Not all universities have interviews to study maths, but if they do, we will help you prepare. You may need to pass an entrance test on top of your A-levels. We will also help you prepare for that. We have an extensive set of books to read in the library. Reading around the subject is a very important practice. And if you decide to do an EPQ on maths, we can mentor you. As you can see on the screen, the grades required to study at the top English universities are high. With the exception of Oxford, all the very top unis require further maths as an A-level to study maths, and Oxford highly recommend it. But not all the Russell Group universities require it. You will also see that some require MAT, STEP or Tamura. These are the additional entrance exams. The additional entrance exams are STEP, the 6th term entrance paper, MAT, the Maths Attainment Test, and Tamura, the test of mathematics for university admissions. At Newstead, there is a timetabled lesson in Year 12 and one in Year 13, in addition to your normal lessons to help you prepare for these exams. There are also a variety of online support lessons that are available to help you. Some are one-to-one with an undergrad student that has successfully been through this process. There are also evening courses in London to help you prepare for these, but they may end up being online next year. We are an inclusive school and value all of our students. We will provide support for you inside and outside the classroom when you get stuck. Nearly all students come across topics that they don't fully understand to begin with.
Over the past 23 slides, myself, Mr. Mills and Mr. Leeton have presented you with an overview of the mathematics department, what content you have in the courses available, how lessons might look, what sort of technology is available, and then I hope you've got a feel from Mr. Leeton about how much more there is to mathematics at Newstead Wood. We really look forward to teaching you in September and hope you are looking forward to September as well. Please do email us with any queries or suggestions. You can see our emails on the slide here. Thank you for watching, and can I wish you all a really good summer. Thank you.